7-3. And of course, Merz's Marines are picking on the heels of these roaches. But right now, Dimaga really just set himself back in this game, as he is still down Harvester count-wise, but he has 2 expansions now to Merz's 1 expansion. And I don't want to hate. There we go. Going back to the production bar, though, Merz is going to be bringing up the siege tanks, and these tanks are going to kind of neuter the effectiveness of these banelings, because Merz, of course, being the pro player that he is, I've seen him do it in the past, and I would think that he'd do it again, is if he crawls with these siege tanks and kind of sets up as he moves along, he will be able to stem his Marines, run backward with his Marines, while these banelings have to run past the siege tanks while they're in siege mode. And that's going to really do a lot of damage, as most of those banelings will be killed. Number 1, they're clumped up. Number 2, they're just, I mean, the AoE attacks do so much damage, so we see those siege tanks just racking up the kills right there. Those banelings not actually able to contact with any of those Marines right there, except for those 2 right there, and these Marines are just pouring in the fire. 4 Mutilas in the air, trying to make something happen. We have a few roaches here, and Dimaga once again in Merz's face with these units. Of course, we do see 1 Mutilas fall to these stem Marines, a second Mutilas going down, so those Marines making themselves, basically making themselves useful there, as we see all of those Mutilas go down, and 2 roaches left. And actually, we saw a shell go down. Meanwhile, though, we have a drop in the main of Dimaga, as Merz is coming here trying to do some more economic damage, and Merz is just going for the juggler, as this is what has really kept Dimaga back in the entirety of the first and the second game, as Merz has just been able to completely stop his Dimaga's economy. And we see another drop going down by Merz. So Merz doing 2 drops simultaneously. Dimaga forced to respond with Zerglings, and right now Dimaga not looking so hot, as we see that drop right there was pushed back. Merz forced to retreat, and right now Dimaga not looking so hot, as Merz has the Harvester count almost by double. And yeah, I don't know what Dimaga's going to do right now. Let's go take a look at the army tab, as Dimaga is about half the size of Merz's forces. Of course, part of that being the Harvester difference, but Dimaga really needs to make these guys counts right here, as this is pretty much all he has on there. Let's go take a look at the units tab. He has 2 Mutilas, 34 Zerglings, and 4 Banelings, and he needs to catch Merz out in the open, unsieged, with his pants down. Otherwise, Merz is completely going to stomp him, though we do see the attack level 2 and the armor level 2 coming up for Dimaga, so the Zergling will be that much more robust, though. I just don't feel like it's going to be enough, though, because Dimaga has been economically crippled, and he doesn't have that much of an army. So Merz right now moving out there with an obviously superior force. I would like to see some units burrow, these Banelings burrowed and then popping up. That would be some pretty hot stuff, as Baneling mines are super, super effective against this, though we did see a scan coming down by Merz. So Merz making sure that there wasn't, in fact, anything burrowed, and once again a scan going down, killing these, killing the creep tumors, and we just see a siege tank coming up here for Merz, and Merz's shells running down on this group of Banelings, and Banelings desperately trying to get in contact with these Marines. Will they the one explosion going off there, killing quite a few Marines, as we see these Banelings, though they have centrifugal hooks, the Marines able to outdo them, and we see more and more detonations going down, as a lot of Marines just went down there. Of course, the bulk of Merz's forces still there. Merz splitting up his forces, trying to minimize the effectiveness of the Banelings of Dimaga. Dimaga, of course, putting pressure on this high yield. Meanwhile, though, we do see an attempted drop by Merz, and of course, it was thwarted by Dimaga. Dimaga, though, forcing that command center to lift. It is burning in the atmosphere. Will it be saved, though, as it is going to die? We do actually see SCVs coming up here. Will be trying to save it. Once again, though, that medevac totally got sniped by these Mutilas, as the Mutilas, of course, more than happy to throw glaive worms. As this one... Oh, of course, that one Mutilas wasn't actually flapping his wings right there. Dimaga, of course, killing a crap ton of Banelings here. And let's go take a look at the units tab, as we see 26 Marines on the field. And the Marines, of course, as you know, as I said over and over again, not really so great at soaking up the Baneling damage. But these 3 tanks really could make a huge difference, though. Let's go take a look at the income tab, as Merz, once again, maintaining this economic advantage, as he is doubling Dimaga right now. And he is double... well, not quite double, almost double the Harvester count. So Merz just continuing to truck with this economy, though. Dimaga forced basically Dimaga is not able to put any money in his economy, because he has to match Merz's armed forces, and this is a losing battle, because Dimaga has to dig in, and he has to get something going for his economy. Let's go take a look at the losses tab, and this is what's been keeping Dimaga in the game, is the fact that Merz has just lost such a large amount of money compared to Dimaga is that we are seeing 3,000 different. And we do see Dimaga moving up here on the high yield expansion, and these banelings are just eating it as far as the splash damage from this planetary force and the siege tanks. Of course, almost all of those Marines going down. We have 4 Marines left, and we have 1 Mutalisk left as that missile turret shot down 2 of those Mutalisks, and of course, Marines doing a good job of killing those Mutalisks, as well as those Marines are just so cheap and just so apt at killing them. And of course, that planetary fortress soaked up a lot of that. And Dimaga GGing out as he saw what was coming and just saw that there was really nothing that he could do. Of course, Dimaga being the great sportsman that he is, go ahead and throw the grats out there as well. So that was a pretty epic matchup as we saw Dimaga. Just really what killed Dimaga here was the fact that he was completely crippled economic-wise. And yes, let's go and look at it. It's still just being doubled, actually more than doubled by Merz. And, I mean, even though Dimaga was able to kill more of Merz's units, Merz just able to outproduce and overwhelm Dimaga. And that's pretty crazy, talking about a Zerg player not being able to outproduce. But, hey, that's what we saw here. And, guys, hope you enjoyed what you saw. Let me know what you want to see, if you like to see the stuff from the Intel Extreme Master Series, or if you want me to follow in particular players, or if you just want to see random stuff, you want to see user submissions, just let me know. I really want to see what y'all want to see. And yeah, pretty much that's it, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. And as always, citizens, stay safe.